Hemos sido elegidos para dejar nuestra huella y marcar una diferencia en el mundo.
Los desafíos son parte del espíritu humano.
Cada dificultad lleva la semilla de algo bueno.
Los sueños son muy importantes.
¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres realmente?
¿Qué es una vida normal? ¿74, 77 años en la Tierra? Esos son solo 30.000 días en la Tierra. El tiempo no se acaba, pero tu vida sí.
La fe es lo más difícil de dominar. Cuando llegas a ese nivel, te sientes como si manipularas la realidad. Los sueños son el motor del alma. La imaginación te permite centrarte, imaginar y decidir lo que quieres hacer con tu vida.
No creo que haya ni un momento durante mi carrera en el que no me imaginase a mí misma en la película de lo que sería mi vida en 1, 2 o 3 años, y la veía como si existiera.
Hay personas que no creen en la ley de la atracción. Yo la he demostrado científicamente.
Cuando nacemos somos atrevidos y cuando crecemos nos enseñan a ir a lo seguro.
Nuestros deseos son como una llama ardiendo, un fuego que no se puede extinguir. Y no importa lo que pase. No importan las dificultades, porque vamos a dedicar nuestra existencia a luchar por ese deseo.
El sueño de tu vida está más vivo que nunca y lo único que tienes que hacer para activarlo es quedarte donde estás y decir sí, voy a hacerlo.
Dentro de todos nosotros hay algo, el deseo de hacer algo grande.
No existe la clave del éxito. Si hubiera algún secreto para lograrlo, sería ese. No hay ningún secreto.
La vida debería ser una experiencia intensa. Hazte un favor y empieza a pensar de verdad.
Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome, welcome everybody to our Thai 5 online global training. Crossover. This time is very special. We cross over with Think and Grow Rich by Ellen Nagal. So this is a crossover, very special, you know. Okay, this is the second section, as you know already, right? So my name is Philip Chung. I'm the founder of the Thai 5 and Philosophy of Success and the Thai 5 online global training platform. You know. And then today, you know, I want to maybe introduce who is Ellen Nagal first, okay? You know, as I said, even you have the fastest car, on hand, you still have to become the best driver to become the champion. So why do we invite Ellen Nagal to train Think and Grow Rich? Because Ellen is one of the best driver that qualified to teach people how to become the best driver. So actually, Ellen Nagal is the second generation of Napoleon Hill. I think most of you know who is Napoleon Hill, right? He works with the Andrew Carnegie and the Thomas Edison, you know. And he is the author of the Think and Grow Rich, the book Think and Grow Rich. And that's why many of the millionaires and billionaires is learn from this book and become very successful. And Ellen is the second generation of Napoleon Hill. So, and then what Ellen learned is he applied to his business to the yo-yo business and to the anti-aging business. What he learned from his mentor, he applied on his own business, and he earned more than 30 million US dollar in commissions already. So I would say, instead of reading from the book, which is still really good, that would be totally different to learn from a real person who learned from the Joseph Green and from Napoleon Hill and teach you by himself personally in these 5 sections. So what about, let's put our hands together to welcome Alan Nagao to start our teaching. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Philip Chan. I love to be a part of this. This has been a very exciting project for us. I just wanted to mention that everything is being translated in different rooms. So you can click on translation for Cantonese, Mandarin, all of the language, Vietnamese, Korean, and Spanish. And so we want to thank the translators for their incredible job at doing simultaneous translation for this. And it makes our job possible to do it global. I'm going to start today with a little bit about my background. And, you know, I was born in Hawaii. I really am born with a basic background. I was born with a handicap. This was caused by drugs given to my mom during the pregnancy, and these caused me to not have a leg. I was born with missing some fingers, and many of the difficult moments in my young childhood became my biggest opportunities later on, and including I could not run, I could not do things like normal kids, but that allowed me to fly kites really well and also play with yo-yos, and those became some of my best businesses when I started my career. Today, I'm going to talk about this very special mentor that I had named Joseph Green. And I'm going to be talking about the difference between learning from a book and learning from a mentor. Well, I was studying Think and Grow Rich, and I was studying the philosophies through seminars like Sai seminars. And at the time, while I was studying, I got crazy about studying. I mean, I was going to seminars all the time. I was reading and trying to learn as much as I can. And I figured out at some point that it's about reprogramming your mind. So I actually took headphones and at that time Walkman, and I made a tape of maybe 80 of the positive affirmations, like I am strong, I am powerful, I am confident, I am focused, I am organized, all of the things I wasn't at the time. I wrote down in positive affirmations, and I put that in my ear every night. And as I put that in my ear, I was, you know, trying to like get it to be put into my subconscious mind. And this made me like even more crazy to learn. And they say, when you're ready, your teacher will appear. And my teacher appeared. My teacher named Joseph Green, 88 years old at the time. He was, you know, white hair. You can imagine Albert Einstein. That's what he looked like. He spoke with a very raspy voice. He spoke very slowly. Born in 1897. So can you imagine 88 years old in 1986 when I met him? And he had the most incredible way to teach us, because what he was doing is he was actually learning by doing. So he had spent decades, like 20 years with Napoleon Hill, and then he was teaching Dale Carnegie classes, which are maybe the first personal development classes in the US. And then he started to do a process, 5 years to actually practice the philosophy of success. And that was by working. he was a salesman. So he was working in the sales capacity, and he always became the #1 salesperson. And he called it honing the blade like a samurai sword, sharpening the blade and getting the philosophy more and more refined. And then he would teach for 2 years. So work for 5 years, teach for 2 years. And when he would teach, he didn't have to work. So he spent his whole week planning a process to train us. So I met him on his first day of his last classes. So 88 years old, he was going to teach for 2 years. And I met him on the first day of that class. So he's 5 years of working, 2 years teaching. 5 years working, 2 years teaching. He spent many, many cycles of this. And I was so fortunate to meet him on his last class. And I was so happy. You cannot imagine how happy I was to meet a guy like this. You know, in Hawaii, we never wear suits. So I was wearing a 3-piece suit, you know how hot that is, with a tie, with a vest, with a coat. And I was perfectly ready to learn everything I could from this man, Joseph Green. And I will tell you that over the years, I've had quite a few mentors through Sai seminars, Thomas Wilhite, Joseph Green, and then Philip Chan. When I met Philip and he actually started to teach the philosophy of success, I realized that he was speaking the same words that my mentor had spoken in a language that I could recognize. And I started to enjoy Philip Chan. I followed him around the world. I must have done like 50 classes of Philip Chan, took a lot of notes, page after page. And tonight you're going to hear this lessons. Now, next slide. My mentor would always say, I see it, I believe it, and it is so. Now, in order for this seminar to even start to work for you, you have to actually, even though you're watching us on video, on Zoom, you have to be in your couch at home, yelling, screaming, and later on in the next few series, we're going to do some crazy things. I always think crazy people, crazy income. So I want you to practice this with me, okay? I see it, I believe it, and it is so. Now, when you say it is so, you're going to reach your hand up like this. You're going to make a fist, and you're going to pump it down to your heart, okay? And it is so. It is done, okay? These are the key components of success. I see it, I believe it, and it is so. And I want you to really yell it. It is so, it is so, it is so. Okay? Now, I know you're at home. Maybe kids are around or your parents or other people around you. I don't care how silly you feel. You have to challenge yourself to do the process as we're going through. And when we were with our mentor, and I was with Joseph Green, whatever he said, I'd try it, I'd do it. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do right now. And tonight we're going to have some homework. Get your homework done, because we did not mess around with what he said. He said it, we did it, we practiced it, and we made millions. And that's what I want to teach you how to do today, okay? Next slide. So what are we doing? It's like there is radio waves all over you right now, wherever you are. There's radio waves of different frequency, microwave, FM, AM, television signals. And what you're doing is creating an antenna. You're programming your mind to pick up the signal of success and how to make millions. And so I want you to think of the frequency. We're going to activate the frequency of success through this process. And so I want you guys to really start to realize that this programming of the mind is a way for you to open the valve to your subconscious mind. And so this takes effort. It is not something where you're going to learn it and then it's going to happen. You cannot do it that way. You have to learn it and program your mind, your subconscious mind. So we're going to be talking about the first and most important chapter to program your mind, the force, the power. Next slide. So when we talk about the book Think and Grow Rich, really we're talking about Andrew Carnegie, because Andrew Carnegie was the one who told Napoleon Hill about this philosophy and how you could make millions. And Andrew Carnegie at the time was the richest man in the United States, and rated right now he would be $320 billion. That would be his value at the height of his life. And as he retired, he actually went into philanthropy. He gave away 90% of his wealth in philanthropy. But the greatest gift he left us with was the philosophy itself through the writing of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. 20 years of work compiling 500 of the most richest, wealthiest, and most powerful people on the planet Earth at the time. And he arranged meetings of these 500 leaders to Napoleon Hill, and Napoleon Hill cataloged these ideas to get down to 13 principles of success. Next slide. So as Philip would say it, you must be able to see your success before you succeed. You must be able to visualize the perfect end result. To become free, we call it type 5. To have a type 5 freedom, to not only have money, but to have time. To not only have time and money, which most people would consider success, but to have great health, to have happiness and love, to be able to give to the world. This is the freedom we're after. You must be able to visualize this success. Success is never an accident. It's a deliberate creation that first happens in our mind. What isn't is actually more important than what is. So what happens in a normal life, we start seeing what is, like our life, the way it is. Our family is like this, our money situation is like this, and we start seeing what is, what is, what is, what is. And when you start seeing what is so much, you cannot see what isn't. So part of this idea that we're going to talk to you about today is to blind yourself of what is. And you know, when we talk about dreams, we're oftentimes as children, maybe you heard this, stop dreaming. What are you doing? Daydreaming again? They would slap you. Wake up. Stop dreaming. That is absolutely the wrong thing. We must be able to dream and start to visualize what isn't, so that what isn't becomes more clear than what is in your reality. And then what happens is you get what isn't, and what is disappears in your life. So tonight we're going to be working on the most important step, how to get this power. And we're going to be talking about steps of getting this power throughout this next 4 weeks. And how do I know that I can teach this? Well, because of the results in my life. Last week, we talked about some of those results: building a home with no money, a multi-million-dollar home, paying it off in less than 2 years, complete, earning over $20 million in commissions with yo-yos, and now over $34 million in commissions. You know, creating, traveling around the world, like now maybe more than 12 times. But not only my success, helping others become millionaires. I helped in the last few years over 30 people become multi-millionaires, not just millionaires, multi-millionaires. And this is what I mean, like results. So tonight you're going to meet an incredible one of those disciples, Patty Acosta, and I'm going to tell you it's going to be a great evening, not only with my teaching, but her validation of what we are talking about. And we're going to give you homework. So when she's going through her lessons, those are going to be some of your homework assignments, to make a dream board, to write it down, to do the things that we're talking about. This is a doing class. This is not a thinking class. This is a doing class. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. The next slide. Singleness of purpose is one of the chief essentials for success in life, no matter what may be one's aim. Hold on to this slide for a little bit. This is John D. Rockefeller, and we're going to talk about singleness of purpose, or becoming single-minded. This is a very important key point. So what happens is you must actually create one goal, one. And for most people, that means eliminate the other goals in life for a moment. So if your goal is to become an incredible leader, a top level, to earn $1 million a year, whatever your goal is, that has to be your focus. And it's one focus. Now, I know many times people are saying, but I have a family, I need to spend time with my family. How do I do that and do this goal? And this is the key. If you're doing that, you're going to fight. So you have to actually align your goals so that one goal becomes behind the other, one way or the other. So let's say I want to be a top leader. I want to have big success. And that's your goal, your first goal. My family has to maybe be a part of that goal. So maybe give your family a little incentive if you can achieve your goal. Maybe just a daily goal. I just want to make 3 calls a day, or I just want to get 1 customer a day. When I get that, and if I can get a customer at least 3 days, 3 customers this week, we're going to spend the weekend together. I'm going to give up my Saturday of work, and we're going to take time with the family. Now, that causes the family goal to be behind your goal, and it pushes the goal. When Patty Acosta told me, I want to be a team elite, and I said, okay, that's great, but I'm so lonely. I want a relationship. And the goals were fighting each other. And I said, look, Patty, that is not going to work. You have to become single-minded. So become a team elite first, and then work on your relationship as a team elite. You're going to be more worthy of a good relationship at that point. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was like May, and 1 month later, she was qualifying as a team elite. By December, she was a team elite. By December 31st, she qualified. I think January 4th, she met Andres. So you'll hear her story. And I was there when she got engaged in March. And that later on that year in December, I was there when she got married. So again, one goal, single-minded. And I'll tell you, this feels like giving up on other things, but this is one of the keys. And there is a sacrifice to have incredible success, but you need to learn how to align your goals so that they are pushing, so your family actually pushes you forward in your goal. Next slide. Winners must have two things: a definite goal and a burning desire to achieve them. So we're going to be talking about this burning desire. Next slide. Intense burning desire is the motivational force that enables you to overcome any obstacle and achieve almost any goal. So my mentor talked about it this way. Now, what is the difference between a mentor and a book? Well, in the book Think and Grow Rich, they talk about burning desire, but my mentor really reinforced it in a strong way. Next slide. This burning desire for success, he called it the white heat of desire. Next slide. So imagine a sword in a fire, and you're pushing the sword back and forth in the fire, and pretty soon it becomes red hot. He said, that's not hot enough. Red hot is not hot enough. You want it to be the white heat of desire. And what he talked about is putting it in the fire, pumping the fire, putting it back in and out, in and out, in and out, stoking the fire. And as you push it back in and out, one time you pull the sword out, and it is sparking white heat, sparking white heat. This is the kind of desire you want to create what it is that you want in your life. You must create this. Now, I thought people were born with it or born without it, but that's not true at all. You can build this, and that's what this chapter is all about, how to build this fire, this heat inside of you. So first, you need to be single-minded, and second, you need to start using a powerful tool. The most powerful tool I learned from my mentor is what we're going to teach you tonight. Next slide. So when you open the valve, what happens is you get this magic genie. Remember the genie in the lamp? And you rub the lamp, and this big blue genie appears. And what does the genie say? Your wish is my command. Right? Your wish is my command. And so you wish, you say, Genie, Genie, I want to be a millionaire. But I don't know how. You've made the dream, you've made the command, and you've canceled the command in the same breath. I'd like to travel around the world, but I don't have money. I want a beautiful relationship, love, but I don't know how to love. And literally, you kill your own wish. And so tonight, this single-mindedness, this way of learning how to talk to your magic genie is the most important lesson I can tell you. Next slide. So, you know, this is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said, I don't believe in pure luck. You have to create your own luck. You have to be aware of the opportunities around you and take advantage of them. And if you think about this, is the broadcast station, the first antenna picture that I showed, this is what we're talking about. You become a magnet to money. You become in the frequency of wealth. And tonight I'm going to show you what I did to make my first million. And this is something I don't get to show very often. Never done it in a regular seminar. So tonight you're going to see how I made my first million. Next slide. So this is Bruce Lee's statement, and in his handwriting on the left. And this is what it says: I, Bruce Lee, will be the first highest paid Oriental superstar in the United States. In return, I will give the most exciting performances and render the best quality in the capacity of an actor. Starting 1970, I will achieve world fame from then onward till the end of 1980. I will have in my possession $10 million. I will live the way I please and achieve inner harmony and happiness. Bruce Lee, January 1969. That's his statement. So we're going to teach you this statement. The next slide. But it's going to take commitment on your part. It's going to require you. So the first homework assignment, first of all, I hope you have a notebook next to you, paper and pen, and I hope it's a special book, because this book is going to change your life. In this book, you're going to write your statement. And part of your homework is to write your statement, but the most important homework is to set an alarm to ring every morning and every night. About the time you brush your teeth, maybe 7 a.m. in the morning when you get up, and maybe at the time you go to bed, like 10 p.m. But you're going to have your alarm ring every single day. So I want you to share with your senior partner, your upline, or your person that brought you onto this call, your, screenshot your alarms and show that every day you have your alarm set. This is really critical, and share with your senior partner or your person that brought you on this call the statement that you write for yourself. They will help you to perfect this statement. But what do I mean by commitment? You're going to be sharing it out loud. You're going to be saying it out loud. And I know there's people in your homes, there's people around you, and you maybe are feeling a little ashamed to say it out loud, but the key is to say it out loud. So next slide. So one day, I had my alarm on in my pocket. I walked into a plane, which is quite a lot of days for me. It was early in the morning, and my alarm went off. And I had a decision. Was I going to chicken out? How important was my goal, my dream? How important? And for me right now, I'm working on world hunger. 6 million children die every year of starvation. And I cannot have another year go by. I must take action. And so I decided, even though I was walking down the aisle, I turned right into the aisle and I started my statement. And this is what it sounded like. And if you have your mute button for original sound, unmute it so that you can hear my statement the way I sound. And, it's not about my words, even though you don't understand my words. It's about the emotion, the feeling. It is my birthday, June 21st, 2020, and I, Alan Nagao, am receiving over $300,000 in monthly residual income from my global Nu Skin enterprise business. I easily and effortlessly accomplish my 3 threes, 3 new contacts a day, 3 three-way presentations a day, 3 new 80 hours a week. I experience joy each day knowing that what I'm doing is being of service to others and to myself. I am a healthy, fit athlete, able to swim, bike, and surf like a 27-year-old. As a result of my genuine effort, I'm 165 pounds. I look amazing naked. I travel around the world with my baby, Rose Hamill, 4-star platinum team elite, and we enjoy type 5 honeymoon every day. We enjoy our beautiful homes in Orlando, Florida, Los Angeles, Calgary, Canada, and our beautiful new mansion in Hawaii with boat and boat dock in the back. I travel and enjoy my family vacations with my beautiful kids. We enjoy amazing communication every month. And Nourish the Children is receiving 300,000 meal bags a month. And we have created thousands of ambassadors and chief ambassadors. Thank you, God, for it is done. So I think you get the difference between a book and a mentor. You need to follow the mentor. You need to put energy into your statement and your self-confidence formula. And this energy, this emotion will get stronger and stronger and stronger. So next slide. So this is a statement, and we are going to, at the end of the program, have a time you can take a screenshot of this statement in English, Spanish, you know, all of the language, Mandarin, Korean, Vietnamese, okay? But this possesses 6 things. So first, a date 1 year from now. So your date is going to be May 9th, 2021, okay? That's gonna be the date. And you're gonna put your name in there. I'm so happy and grateful now I'm receiving, and you're gonna put an amount of money double the most you've made in a good month. Okay, an averagely good month, not a one-time month, but an averagely good month. Put down the amount of money double. Sometimes people put too high of a number, and that's not good because, you know, it's very difficult for your mind to reach it. So your mind must believe it and reach it, but it also must be a challenge. And then you want to write down what you're going to do. So in our business, 3 3s, 3 new contacts a day, 3 3-way presentations a day, and 3 new ADRs a week. And I experience joy each day knowing that what I'm doing is being of service to others and to myself. Now, the next part is I am, and we're going to talk about behaviors. So the behavior that we want in here is the part that you're not doing, the behavior you need more of. So we're going to change to the next slide, and we're going to talk about animals. So the characteristic of a lion is really strong, king of the jungle, visionary, leader, really perseverant, but oftentimes needs to learn patience, to be kind of like kind and loving and gentle and vulnerable. That is a hard word probably to translate, vulnerable, to be open, to let people into their lives. And that's like kind of like the wall, take down the wall. Or the monkey. The monkey is really always funny, lots of energy, fast, you know, loves to party, but oftentimes not disciplined, needs to focus more. So figure out which animal you are and write down the needs to be of those animals. And, you know, maybe you need to be more disciplined, more organized, more focused. The elephant, really, really a thinker. If you're a computer analyst, you work with computers all the time, accounting, lawyer, doctor, probably you're one of these elephants. And you need to actually be more spontaneous. You need to, you know, connect with your emotions, because when you're connected, that's how you connect to your subconscious mind. So you need to be more spontaneous, wild, sexy. That's a great word. We're going to talk about in Faith the power of sex and the power of love. And those are very important. And sometimes the elephant suppressed those kind of emotions because it's a little like unclear to them. You must let those emotions flow. So being enthusiastic, being more relaxed and more flow with. And the dolphins, these are the beautiful people that, you know, are very affectionate. They listen very well. They're very patient, but they often don't like to step up to the front of the room. They need to be more of a powerful leader. They need to feel beautiful and worthy. These people, the main words I want you, if you're a dolphin, you want to write down, it's my turn now. Because if you're a dolphin, you've given everybody else their turn. Your family, your parents, even your siblings, but now it's your turn. And that's what's stopping or blocking your abilities to grow. So go back to the front, the previous page, and you're going to write in what you need to be more of right there. And then as a result of your genuine effort, you want to have a goal for yourself. So number one, write down, goal for myself. If you're a dolphin, that's a very difficult thing to write down because you always think, it's not necessary for me. I don't need that. But you do. You need to write down a goal for yourself. Whether it's a Louis Vuitton bag or a massage every week or just a spa treatment, whatever it is, something nice for yourself. And not for your family, just for you, okay? Just for you. Maybe a beautiful car or some nice suit and outfit. Number two, write down a goal for your family. And I know that's probably pretty easy for most of you, but something you want to do for your family, your parents or your kids, and then something great for the world. Write down something you want to do for maybe abused women or, you know, for children, feeding children around the world. And then the last thing on the statement, thank you, God, for it is done. So part of your homework is to work on this and get this done and then show it to your senior partner or show it to someone that brought you onto this call, and they'll help you to perfect this. Next slide. And next slide, yep. So when you're writing the statement, you have to write it in only like positive language. So I will pass my final, I'll pass my classes, not I will not be defeated. That's not the statement. Your mind actually sees it as being, I will be defeated. Your mind doesn't see the word not. So instead of that, I will not be defeated, you say, I will win. Like it has to be in that form. And it has to be done in present tense. I will finish strong. Okay, next slide. So you, as Robert Kiyosaki says, does Robert look like me? Yeah, some people say I look like Robert Kiyosaki. You have to decide to be rich. This is something, you know, I finally got to the point where I decided to be a millionaire, and then I became a millionaire. So I'm going to show you a method that I use to become a millionaire, my first million, okay? And this is a kind of crazy, but this is what you have to do. The first thing is you take a money clip and you put your money on the clip and you put the big bills on the outside. So you take a clip like this, and this is going to be one of your homeworks. You got to go get a clip and clip your money and put it. My mentor had us literally put it in our front pocket every day with $100 bills, minimum 3 $100 bills. So you translate that into your currency and get the largest bills and put it on the outside. Okay, translate it to your currency, $300. Now, once we got comfortable with 300, he actually had us carry $1,000. And then you carry the smaller money on the inside, and that's what you're going to spend. Okay, so you carry 3 $100 bills on the outside, and then smaller money on the inside, and then put it on a clip. You put it on a clip, and you put it in your front pocket, okay? If you're a woman, you put it in your purse, but with a clip, really neat and organized with crispy new bills, not old gratty bills, and don't hide it in all the little pockets, wherever. Put it where you get it. Now, there's something interesting that happens because it changes the way you think. Because when you spend money, then you come to spend it, you take out your money and all of your big bills on the outside, so you're counting. And then you get to finally the middle where you're gonna spend and you pay. Imagine what happens with people around you. It's called the mastermind principle. They're like, oh my God, that guy is rich. You've actually used their mind to help you. We're gonna cover that later on in the month. But there's a lot of reasons. A lot of people, when they say, your friends ask you, oh, you guys wanna go out tonight? You say, oh no, I don't have any money. Oh my God, that's a terrible thing to say, right? And you said it. So what you need to do is, like, what happens later when you have this, you always have 300 on you. So we could not even come to a meeting without carrying our $300. So next week, you have to have this on you to come to the meeting, okay? So what I'm gonna tell you is that you carry this money and you don't spend it. You don't spend the $300 bills. You spend only what's in the inside, okay? And you will notice many differences in the way you think as you go through this process. I cannot tell you all of it. I'm just gonna tell you the first thing, okay? Next slide. So we're gonna show you a crazy thing right now. I'm gonna be going through this. We're gonna end the slide, and I think Eric has a picture of the, if you can focus, Eric, on the, yes. So I'm going to show you what I did to make my first millions. Wait, now, let me see. My thing is saying something. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you how I made my first million. And what I did was I actually created a strategy. So this is, if you can imagine, I'm going to visualize $1 million. So I wanted to get paid $1 million. And so just like Bruce Lee's statement, I will be in possession of $10 million, free and clear of any debt. I remember my statement said, I will be in possession of $1 million in cash, free and clear of any debt. That's what I said. And so what I imagined was $1 million. And so how I actually got to imagine this is, I got $1 bills, like a lot of $1 bills, but I imagined that each of these dollar bills was $100. And you know, especially in the US, the cash has a special scent. It has a special smell. So remember on my first lesson with the car, we talked about you got to be able to see it and believe it. And so we're going to use this technique to see $1 million. So if you could imagine, when they count money in a bank, especially in the US, they fan the money out. So they start with the $100 bills and they start going like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. And then they drop down 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 2,000. And they continue to go down the path. So I would literally look at the $100 bill at the top of the stack, and then I'd imagine that I'm counting out the money. And so if I'm counting out this money like this, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, in this is 10,000, which is 100 bills. Okay, so I'm going to take the $100 bill, put it here. You're getting the idea, I think. And the idea was I counted the money. I counted the money out, and then, especially here in the US, I'm sure they do this in every country, they wrap the money with a wrapper. So I wrap the money with a wrapper, and on the wrapper it says $10,000. This is $10,000 right here. Okay, with the $100 at the top. And this represents the thickness of 5 of those 10,000. So this is 50,000 right here, 50,000 US dollars in this stack right here, that high. And that would be 100, 150, 200, 250,000 right here. 500,000, 750,000, and $1 million. And I put this money, we had actually cut up paper to the exact size and about the same thickness of paper. And I built a special suitcase, a briefcase with locks on it, like kind of like James Bond with the combination locks on it. It was a big suitcase because, I mean, big briefcase, because you can imagine how much this weighs, this much paper all up to here. It's pretty big. And so I put it all, stacked it all in the briefcase, and I literally carried the briefcase around every day. I know this sounds like insane, crazy, but this is how I made my first $1 million. And I don't think you're gonna see this in Think and Grow Rich, but my mentor always said, you need to feel it. You need to smell it. You can smell it, it's different smell. You gotta feel it, you gotta visualize it, you gotta carry it, the weight. You gotta imagine, I am going to be in possession of $1 million in cash. So if we can come back to the PowerPoint. I hope you guys are enjoying this seminar because it's like I'm teaching you the reality of what I did to make my first $1 million. And sometimes they say making your second $1 million is easier than your first. I don't think so. I think it's the same. Actually, it's just as hard to earn your second $1 million. But I carried this money around, and I remember when I was doing my yo-yo business, I was making commissions, $1 a yo-yo. I was selling over 1 million yo-yos a month, like 1.2 to 1.6 million yo-yos a month. So I remember going with a $1.4 million check, $1,400,000 check, and went to a bank and said, "Can I cash this?" The teller literally yelled at me, said, "You cannot do that. You cannot just write any amount on a check and try to cash it. That's illegal." And I said, "No, this is a real check. This is what I get paid per month. $1.4 million a month commission." And she said, "You still got to go to the main branch, get out of here." But I just told her to deposit the money. But it's crazy. It became a reality, literally. And so next slide. And then tithing or giving away 10% every month. This was a habit my mentor asked me to do. And we don't have time enough to go through all of it tonight. So I'm just gonna tell you to give away 10% of your income every month. And for me, that started when I was in my kite business, $60. I was only making $600 a month. But it became, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so that's really amazing. Next slide. So, in the book Think and Grow Rich, they talk about visualizing, feeling it, and experiencing it. And that's what I want you guys to do this week. We have several homeworks, but we have a very special guest. Next slide. So you need to remember to believe. And how you have faith is using the self-confidence formula. And we're going to teach you this right now. And I'm going to have all my interpreters do it at the same time in your language. So you can silence the background language so you can hear the self-confidence formula. You need to memorize this formula. And you have to remember to say the words like first, second, third, like when you're reading each paragraph. And it'll help if you yell out those numbers, it'll help you to memorize the statement. So I'm going to do it in English for you guys, and all the interpreters will do it in their language. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment and a here and now promise to render such action. Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the principles of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I devote 10 minutes daily to the demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written down the description of my definite chief aim in life, and I shall never stop trying until I shall develop sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that both wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by creating love for all humanity, because I know a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and in myself. I sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud twice daily with full faith that it gradually transforms my thoughts and actions, affirming that I am a self-reliant and successful 4-star platinum team elite. Thank you, God, for it is done. Wow. You need to feel the emotions. You need to see it, and you need to believe it. So the faith, which is this chapter that we're talking about, love and sex, blended together form an incredible elixir, an incredible power to open the valve to your subconscious mind. And with it comes this beautiful magic genie. And so tonight we're going to share a secret. And this secret is how to super learn this. So you find yourself a leader that you want to be like. Just one leader. Maybe it's Lillian Ong in Malaysia. I mean, or Singapore, she is incredible, right? Or maybe it's Dean Nguyen or Paddy Acosta or Alan Nagao, whatever one leader you want to follow. And now what you do is you spend 30 minutes daily thinking of the person you intend to become, like the paragraph number 2. Think about that leader and now listen 500 to 1,000 times their presentation over and over and over and over and over again. And suddenly, after a while, you'll get the voice of that leader. But more importantly, you will gain the knowledge of that leader. This is called super learning. And there is a real science behind this, but I'm going to tell you, this is how I became a team elite leader. I studied and listened Nathan Ricks over and over and over. And then it happened. So I'm going to introduce you to an incredible woman. Her name is Patty Acosta. She is from Colombia. She has massive organizations, the majority of Colombia, Chile, and even now in Peru, growing so well all over the world. And she became a multimillionaire using exactly what I'm teaching you tonight. So I want to introduce Patty Acosta. She is Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. She is, been an incredible mastermind with me. And I want to thank you for coming on to teach us a little bit and share your experience with the philosophy of success, Patty Acosta. And we both love Philip Chun.
Yes.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay.
So
Hi.
Laura will flip your slides for you just so as you go through. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. How are you? First, I'm so excited to be here, and I just want to say hello to all my friends around the world. And I'm going to tell you my experience to follow my mentor, Alan Nagao. I had the blessing to meet Alan Nagao 12 years ago. And when I met him, he first introduced me to this amazing opportunity. And one day, he asked me if I had my clear goals. At that moment, I thought that I had my clear goals. But after, he showed me this presentation, and he said, Patty, I supposed to have my goals in 4 areas. And then I realized that I was just focused in my financial goals. And the reason it was because I'm the 7 of 7 kids. My father was an employee, and he used to make just like the minimum salary. And in my country, that minimum salary is like $300 per month. So I receive a lot of love, which is the most important thing. But I saw my parents having always financial difficulties. So I realized that I was just focused on a business administrator. I was living in the United States at that moment. I was studying marketing. I was an employee for 6 years. And at that moment, I was really successful in the real estate business when I met Alan. But I realized that I was just focused in the financial goals. So that day, I realized that I had to clear my physical goals too, my personal relationships goals, my spiritual goals. So when I went to a seminar with Alan, he told me that I had to dream big, that I had to, anything that I put in my mind, I can get it. So he said, Patty, just get a paper and just divide it in 4 and just start growing like a little kid. And I realized that because when we are little kids, we dream and we want everything, The problem is that we become adults and we forget about our dreams. So that day, Alan said, Patty, just transport yourself in your mind to a beautiful place. Like if you like the beach or you like the mountains, you transport yourself into a beautiful place and start just drawing what you want. But he said, doing that without thinking, because if I start thinking, I will say, for example, like wealth. One of my dreams that after doing this, I decided at that moment, I didn't have any property of my own. So in this, I discovered I wanted to get like 10 houses that they will be paid. But if I start thinking in how I will do that, maybe I will not decide to put that in my dream board. So one of the important things is you have to really do this exercise, like if you will, like a little kid, just think about what you want. So that day I decided to do this dream board. This is my original dream board. And after that, he say, okay, Patty, now you are gonna do your real dream board. So I start looking for real pictures in magazines, and I start looking for my real dreams. So I put, for example, at that moment I was not married, so I put that one day I will fall in love again, and I will get married, and I will travel the world with this person. I put, actually, maybe you can see there is my real check of how much money I want, how much money I want to make every month. And actually I did this really real. Actually, I look into the president's signature of the company, and actually I kind of like imitate the signature. So I get this in real, that I really can get all that I can get all that I want if I put this here. So I put, actually, as you can see there, $1 million, because it was a dream for me, like to make my first $1 million in this company. And in my physical part, I put that I wanted to do exercise, that I want to go and shopping without seeing the price. How many of you would like to go shopping? Well, in this moment, we cannot go and shopping like we can shopping online, right? But how many of you would like to shopping without seeing the price? I put that the way that I want to eat, the way that I want to dress. I decided to put, like, if you see, I put an airplane. I was living in Los Angeles at that time, and I decided I put a little word next to the airplane, so it means that I will go around the world from Los Angeles, California. And I put the 10 houses, because at that moment I had a house in Los Angeles, but I had a loan with a bank. So most of the people in the world, own houses, but honestly, the bank owns the house. So I put that I will own 10 houses, pay, because I love real estate, because I used to work in real estate before. And then I put that I will go to Africa, and I will able to see the Keys, because that was my dream, because I love to help. And I put this, and I start, like Alan say, I start visualizing this, like every day, in the morning and night, doing my statement. At the beginning, I was afraid to do it in the correct way, because I thought, if I do this loud at the house, my mom will think that I'm a little crazy. So I started doing this, like, just little in my bed. But I realized that the statement doesn't work in that way, because when you read the book Think and Grow Rich, the book says you had to put emotion, you had to put energy, you had to repeat the words in your statement as is already done. So I started doing it the correct way. I saw Alan used to do this in the shower, so I started making the habit. So I started making the habit to do in the shower every morning and at night before I go to bed. And I started doing it, and every time I was doing better. So I was doing with more emotion, with more power, with more energy. And honestly, I started visualizing all these dreams, and it will be already true. So after that, after the statement, I start doing the self-confidence formula, and I start doing my habits of abundance. Alan say I had to treat all the things that I want, like if I will have that as a real life. For example, I will treat my house like a palace, and I will give away everything that I haven't used in a year. He said, Patty, you had to carry money, so I start carrying cash in my pocket all the time, like he told us today with the gold click and all the stuff that he say. That's real. It was incredible. And when I didn't do that before, even though I had money in the bank or I was using my credit card, it was not the same thing. If you start carrying your cash honestly, you will feel that you really had money. It's something incredible that I cannot explain, but it's amazing. And the other thing is, I will have always save the 10% and I give the 10%. That's really, really important, because if you don't give, you will not receive for sure. Next. And then the statement start helping me to believe on me. Believe on me. You have to believe in yourself 100%. You have to believe in yourself 100%. Otherwise, people will not believe in you. Next. And one of the important things that Alan told me, say, Patty, if you want time, give time. If you want money, give money. So he say, give a lot of love. I think love is the most powerful force in the world, and I love that. So one of the most important, the amazing things, it was when I, for example, next I will explain you, that picture is when I was in Africa. But before that, before I started completing my dreams, I start to have every day more clear my dreams. I had to start develop more my belief, but I start taking action, which is the most important things, because the dreams without action are nothing. So the action is the most important thing, and that action, it has to be a daily action, a continuously action, and a massive action. So because I developed my burning desire to accomplish my dreams, I start like really taking action through that. And as Alan said today, you have to have single-minded. So he explained me, okay, but you want a lot of you want a lot of dreams. I want a lot of dreams, but he said, okay, focus on one goal, and my goal was to be Tina Lee, because I knew if I became Tina Lee, if I made my $1 million circle member, I will be able to do the rest of the goals. Next. And you know what? After that, the dreams start coming true, start become real. So one of my biggest dreams was to share more time, to spend more time with my parents, because I was living in Los Angeles and my parents were living in Colombia. So I started coming, this is incredible, every month to Colombia. And at the beginning, I just spent one day with them because I was working. So I had to work through my goal. But after that, I started spending with them 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. After that, I was spending like 2-3 weeks with my parents. Now I'm here in a beautiful place, taking care of them. They are 82 and 88 years old. And actually, one of the amazing things, it was like I helped them to accomplish their dreams too. I took them around the world. I took them to Europe, to Jerusalem, to Disney, to many places that they want. And this has been incredible. So just think about it, what you will do, what you will do for the people that you love. And the dreams start coming true. I became Tina Lee. I became $1 million circle member, and we become together with my husband Tina Lee Platinum 4, which is the highest title in our company. Next. And after, like Alan says, it's incredible. The day that I qualified Tina Lee was December 31st. And after 4 days, I met the person that today is my husband. He's here today with me. And it was incredible because in my pictures, I put that I wanted to move to Miami because it's close to Colombia, you know. And I love to work like this, you know, like in a balcony or something. And this is incredible. This is my husband, which is almost the same person in the picture, in the dream board picture. And actually that's our balcony, and that's one of our properties in the 10 properties that we have. Next. And the dreams come true. We start traveling together. We've been traveling to 58 countries around the world. You can pass now the slices. We've been in all the continents. We've been in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. This is incredible. And you know what? We just not travel in a normal way. We stay in the best hotels. We eat in the best restaurants. We went to the beautiful places. It was amazing. All the dreams come true. So that's what I'm so grateful with Alan, because it was amazing. So it's important. Today you are getting knowledge about this, but knowledge without the action is nothing. So the most important thing is to put this into action. So one of the other dreams that I got complete, it was going to Africa and see with my own eyes the program that Alan wants to work, which is Nourish the Children. And I put in my mind to bring that to Colombia next. And today I'm so happy because we are feeding 2,500 kids in Colombia. The program now is in Argentina too, and we are on the way to bring them to Peru and to Mexico. Next. So, like right now, like that we've been through this pandemic, I'm so happy, honestly, that like 11 or 12 years ago, I met Alan. I learned about this amazing philosophy of success, about Think and Grow Rich book, the Think and Grow Rich book, and the statement and the self-confidence formula, and all this power that we had in our mind. If we discovered, that burning desire for in reality what we want, and I realized the beginning of your success is the end of your comfort zone. So I would really highly recommend you to start living your life like as a first class, and put all your energy into complete your dreams. So I'm so happy and grateful to be in the conference. I hope all of you really put in practice all what we are learning for our dear mentor, Alan Nagao. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you around the world at sometime soon.
Wow. Patty Acosta, don't you love it? I love the picture of Andres with her. When she first read me the list of 30 things that she wanted in a man, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if that exists, the kind of guy like that." Well, I believe in positive, but man, that sounds crazy. But, she found this guy, and one day, 2 months later, she was reading the list like, you know what, I wish he was a little taller. And I was like, Patty, let me look at your list again. You don't put taller on there, so too bad. You cannot do it. This is amazing. 30 things is enough. Anyway, this has been a very beautiful relationship, I think, with Patty and I, to study as she was like my first disciple, I guess, of the philosophy of success. So decision is the ultimate power. So next slide. Winners are just losers who never quit. Next slide. So your plan A doesn't work, your plan B doesn't work, go for plan C, okay? I mean, that's what this is about. Next slide. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So this week is your beginning. Dream big and never quit. So, there's many beautiful people in this world that have exemplified this, but Albert Einstein didn't even have a proper education. And everybody said he was like never going to make it, too stupid. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding, right? Well, Michael Jordan was kickoff of his basketball team in high school. Can you imagine, like, these people just never quit? So I want you guys to think about, these famous failures. If you've never failed, you never tried anything new. So just go for it. Next slide. So I'm going to show you this device that I use sometimes for my meditation. Actually, Rose has been using it a lot, my other half, and because now when so what this is it can actually sense your brain waves, and know when you are in the relaxed state. So we're going to practice a visualization tonight. And when you practice, we're going to use rock and bucket like what we taught last week. So carry something in your hand, and if it falls, just pick it up. Your job is to get to the point just before sleeping without sleeping. With this device, you will hear like waves, like the ocean. And if your mind is really active, the ocean will sound like a storm. And when you start to relax, it sounds like the water is just barely coming in, lapping on the shore. And then you will start hearing birds. So when you hear the little birds tweeting, that means that you're in the alpha. So it's a great way to have biofeedback, so you know when you're in alpha. I have practiced 30 years of meditation. So as soon as I put it on, I hear birds. Like I can just close my eyes and I can hear birds like that fast. But it's very good if you're learning this. And I know that my better half is doing Mandarin translation, and she has been using this to kind of get her mind relaxed and to have that biofeedback. So I'm going to take you through a meditation, and this meditation is the best one to see the correct picture. Remember that you have to not see what is, so that you can start seeing what isn't. So we're going to do this quick meditation so you can start seeing what is. And as Patty said, we're going to a beautiful, peaceful scene in nature. So everybody just put something in your hand, and you have to practice this with us, and you can record this if you want, this meditation, because it's going to be in your language. So we're going to close our eyes and relax, relax, relax. And you're going to visualize the color red. Red is the color of relaxation. Feel any stress or strain in your body roll down, all the way down through your legs, all the way into the ground. Any stress, any lack, limitation, fear, worry, or loss. Visualize red strawberries rolling from the top of your head and feel your whole body relax. Take a deep breath. Visualize the color orange. Orange is the color of emotion. Let out any negative emotion out of your body. Visualize orange, Mandarin oranges rolling down your entire body. And let out any stress, strain, negative emotions, hate, envy, jealousy, impatience, and let it out of your body. Visualize now the color yellow. Yellow is the color of emptying your mind. Yellow is the color to release any thoughts and let it flow out of your body, any cellular memories out of your body. Visualize the color yellow. And any negative thoughts, let it out of your body. Any fears, health fears, let it out. Visualize the color green. Green is the color of peace. Green avocados rolling down your entire body. See a beautiful forest, clear, clean, empty, full of the force and energy of nature. Take a deep breath and feel the peace enter your life as you enter the forest. And feel the energy of nature all around you. Breathe in beautiful nature. Feel peace enter your life. Now visualize the color blue, beautiful blue ocean, beautiful blue Pacific Ocean in Hawaii. And as you visualize blue rolling down, blueberries rolling down your entire body, feel love enter your life. Take a deep breath. Visualize the color purple, purple plums, purple, beautiful purple, rolling down your entire body. Seek out the deepest and most inner part of your mind. Visualize the color violet, the pink and purple color mixed together. Enter the highest energy violet, the high energy of violet, and enter this most peaceful part, but the most high creative energy of violet. Now see in front of you a big movie screen with dark black and white lights going all the way around the screen. Black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. Turn on the black lights, the dark lights. And with the dark lights on, visualize the life that you are in, the difficulties, problems. Maybe it's a motion picture of an empty wallet or bank account, or maybe it's just the relationships, or maybe it's just the material things in your life that are causing you difficulties, or health problems, maybe people in your life with health challenges. Maybe it's just not living to your full potential. You know that there's a bigger potential for you to serve the world. Visualize the dark screen, the way things are, the way things you don't want it to be. Now with your left hand, reach out in front of you. Physically lift your left hand and turn a switch on. And when you turn that switch on, visualize the bright white lights coming around the edge, and it's like Las Vegas, like it's blinking and rolling all around the screen of the mind. And now see the perfect picture, perfect health, energy, ambition, just being so clear in your mind. Perfect emotions and perfect relationships. So happy and in love. So perfect communication with the people around you. And see perfect wealth, that beautiful goals and dreams that you have. And see all of them paid for, complete, happy. It's amazing. And see perfect self-expression and you living your life with God's plan, making a difference in the world in the biggest way. Awesome contribution to the world. People are so happy around you. And when you see that perfect picture, this is a process you're going to do every day. Every day in the morning and in the night, seeing the perfect picture of how you want your life to be. Take a deep breath. Come back to violet. Purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Come back. Now, if you were using the Muse, you would be hearing like sounds from your phone. You connect it to your phone, and then you would hear the Muse actually activating, and it will, you'll hear the waves and the birds, and that's biofeedback for you. So it's just a tool that you can use for your meditation. I used Rock and Bucket for 2 months before I could do it. And I can feel the effect. Maybe you can feel the effect of the meditation that we just did. So next slide, if we can turn on the slides. So this is the energy of gratitude. This is the key energy. Gratitude. So every morning, every night, be grateful for your day, your beautiful day. We're going to talk about this in our future seminars, but this energy of gratitude is the energy to bring you in the frequency of abundance. So this is how you get into the frequency with gratitude. So if you're worried, your fear, loss, those are going to get you out of the vibration of wealth. So you want to come back to it. Just feel grateful. Grateful for your beautiful day and what you have. If you appreciate your paycheck as it is right now, it appreciates. It gets bigger. Your paycheck will get bigger. So you need to be in gratitude for what it is that you have, and then more will come. And next slide. So we have a song that we're going to teach you today, and I'm going to have the translators translate it. So we're going to say, I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. And we're going to sing it in your language, and then we're going to sing it in English. So we'll sing it in your language for 4 rounds, and then we're going to sing it in English for 2 rounds, okay? So there'll be music so you can follow it. Javier, you're going to put on my music. Yep, there it is. And we're going to use hand motion.
I love myself so much that I can love you so much. And you can love you so much, and you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start loving me.
In English, in English. Ready?
I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, love you so much. And you can start loving me.
All right,
I love myself so much.
So this is the key. If you're beating yourself every night, I'm not doing enough, I'm not making enough, I'm not doing enough, you will make everything slow. Your process to connect to your subconscious mind, that negative thought pollutes your mind. So you have to love yourself. This is the key to our course, and you need to participate. So remember the hand motions when you're doing it, okay? And do it with the hand motions. And so anyway, that is the key to our class today. Next slide. So we're going to be kind of ending with you able to take screenshots of the statement in English and the self-confidence formula. And in all of the languages. So you can use it. And I'm going to be assigning you the homework assignment. So you need to write your statement in your language and then print it out and put it up. You need to put up a copy in your shower. And your self-confidence formula. So put it in a plastic and you can put it in your shower. I recommend putting one next to your toilet. That's a good place. Put one in your car, on your steering wheel. Put one in your wallet and type one up and put it in your telephone. Your second assignment, ring your alarm every morning and every night. We want you to complete your dream board this week. So if you want to get on little teams with your partners and do a Zoom meeting and build your dream board together or do it with your family, it's great to have dream boards for your kids. I can tell you for sure. That's amazing. And then to practice your meditation every day to see your success. So you spend, you know, your self-confidence formula is 30 minutes daily thinking of the person you intend to become. So spend 30 minutes daily thinking about the leader you intend to become. Spend 10 minutes every day doing something you fear. So if you fear calling someone or doing something, then do those things. And complete your dream board. Carry your $100 bill and your money. Carry it around with you. It doesn't have to be this much money. But carry your money with you. And, you know, make sure that you put the smaller bills on the inside and your big bills on the outside, equivalent of $300 US, okay? So with that, anyway, that's your homework assignment. You need to carry that and bring it to your meeting when you come back next week. And next week, wow, we have King Kong topic. This is how to plant the seed in your mind. We're going to be working on planting the seeds, and there's a lot of information of how to clean your mind out, how to weed the weeds out of your mind, and how to plant good seed into your mind. And my mentor was super strict. I mean, super strict on these things. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of the ideas that my mentor shared with me. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Sorry, ran a little long. I knew it. This was a tough topic to cover in one day. I can tell you, my mentor covered it in like 4 days. So anyway, good luck anyway, everybody, with your homework assignment. And I want to thank Mr. Philip Chan, my mentor, for giving me this time to share some of these ideas with all of you.
What about I say a few words, Alan?
Yes, please do.
Okay. You know, you can, well, I want to talk to all the participants just for 1 minute, okay? Just 1 more minute, okay? You can imagine if you met Alan Nagao at 18 years old, what would happen to you by 21 years old? But never too late. Never too late, you know. Why not we just start from today? And then we can achieve what we want in the next 2 or 3 years. I tell you what we learned today, we never learn from school. I'm not saying go to school is no good, but we never learn something like this at school. Even, I don't think we can learn everything from Alan by just reading the Think and Go Rich. Today is something really special. So we are very lucky and fortunate, you know. I think summarize what we learned today is very simple. Believe 100% your dreams can come true. And today, Alan is showing the techniques. Actually, the techniques are very simple techniques. It's all about up to you, do it or not do it. As long as you do it, well, maybe it sounds some kind of funny. I know for some people, but that is the way how we help us to believe 100% why our dreams can be achieved. So we are looking forward to see everyone next week. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Patty Acosta, and thank you all the supporter and translator behind the scene. We're looking forward to see you next week. Good night.
We would love to bring the translators up before we stop our thing. So Eric, if we can bring the translators in and you guys can see them all on the screens. It's beautiful to see all of the things.
Así que hola a todos.
Hola.
Hola a todos. Hello everyone. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias a todos por estar aquí.
谢谢阿伦，谢谢拉德老师，谢谢Laura老师。
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Gary. Thank you, Jen.
谢谢 Philip 老师。
Thank you, Chung Chiu.